Okay, hello, this is Chloe Belingate, and I will be presenting on the top 10 best-selling cards within the Pokemon set Paradox Rift. So first I'm going to talk about how I choose or how I calculate my top 10. So when choosing the top 10, I paid most of my attention to sales volume, market price, and market price changes. Sorry, I'm checking something. Yeah, okay. I try to strike a balance between these three. This is because in my eyes, the best-selling cards are those that are selling a lot at a relatively high price. So in order to figure out what these bestsellers are, I looked at the top 15 most popular on price charting, and then also the top 15 best-selling on TCGPlayer related to this set. And then from there, I just took all the cards I collected and ranked them all based on price point, price change, and sales volume individually. Price point was the average between the ungraded price, ungraded market price on price charting, and the market price on TCGPlayer. Price change was determined by the graph on TCGPlayer, and sales volume is determined by also the graph on TCGPlayer combined with a look at the eBay recent sales for the cards. From there, I then calculated the final ranking using a point system based on their placements in each individual category. So, for example, in price point, in this case, I think I had 19 cards. The first place card would get 19 points, and the last place would get 1 point, and then just do that throughout all of the individual categories, and then calculate my top 10 final score based off that. And yeah, from here, each slide will contain an explanation of why I believe it is within the top 10, and I actually think this slideshow will not have any honorary mentions at the end. And yeah, going to our number 1 card, it's Mewtwo EX58. As you will notice, this is not a full art card, which for those who don't know that much about Pokemon cards or Pokemon card bestsellers, most of the time, the entire top 10 is made up of full arts. As you can see, or a full art card, and a full art card is a card where the art just takes up like the whole entire card, such as this. Usually it's an illustration rare card. Sometimes it can be other rarities, but in this case we're looking at a non-full art card that is a double rare. Double rares are also a rarity that you don't often see in the top 10 bestsellers, because rarity plays a huge factor on what collectors choose to buy, and collectors make up a lot of the Pokemon market right now. And so they tend to go for higher rarities, like special illustration rares, or hyper rares, or ultra rares, etc. But as to why this Pokemon is up here, this is a Mewtwo card. Mewtwo is an iconic legendary Pokemon that carries a lot of lore, and it is a fan favorite due to its strength and narrative relevance or presence. It's just a Pokemon that is often seen and is just very important to the anime and the video games. In terms of the card itself, not just Pokemon, Mewtwo cards carry competitive appeal due to its strong and unique ability, and so it is a very playable card that attracts the players. And then in addition, this card has an alternate version. This card has a different version found in prize packs, which are packs that can only be gotten at competitive tournaments. So not only does this affirm the playability of the card, which attracts more players, but because there's an alternate version, it attracts the eyes of collectors. And so collectors will buy this card just because it has an alternate version. And yeah. Moving on to our number 2 card, this is Minoon 194. So this card is an illustration rare card and a full art, as we talked about before, and so that makes it immediately attractive to collectors. In addition, Minoon as a Pokemon is a Pikachu-esque Pokemon. There are quite a few Pikachu-esque Pokemons, as in small electric types that have the same appeal that Pikachu has, and those Pokemon tend to sell pretty well. This is also a Pokemon that comes in a pair, and so because it comes in a pair, its popularity increases because it is now more well known among the fandom, as well as it contributing to collectability, which we'll talk about later. The artwork of the card also contributes to the popularity. Full arts that depict calm scenes or daily life tend to sell well, as you can see by the art of the card. And this card also has a simple cartoonish art style that captures the Pokemon's nature very well. And then as we talked about before, this Pokemon comes in a pair. There's Minoon and there's Puzzle. And because of that, collectors will want to buy both cards just to say that they have both cards. And so that increases the viability of this card because there is another Puzzle card within this set with a matching art style and art scene. And yeah. Our 3rd place card is Roaring Moon EX251. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause really quickly because I think actually they'll come up, it's fine. Okay. So this is a Roaring Moon EX251 card. This is our number 3 placement. This card is a special illustration rare, or an SIR. And these are highly sought after by collectors since they are rarer than illustration rares and tend to be of higher quality. In terms of Pokemon popularity, Roaring Moon is a modern ancient paradox Pokemon, which just relates to the name of the set, but basically just means it's a really important Pokemon within one of the modern gens, which is Scarlet and Violet. And so that makes it very popular and well known among the fan base. In addition, this is really nice art. We have a dynamic action scene with movement, and we also have other Pokemon present within the card, so it appeals to more than just fans of Roaring Moon. And overall, the art of this card is just very appealing to collectors. We also have a center positioned Pokemon within this card, which makes it a displayable card, which when I say displayable, I mean this is just a card that collectors would want to show off, because you can clearly see the Pokemon of the card and you can see the quality of the card. And yeah. This is our 4th place card. This is Plusle 193. This is our 4th place card. This card is an illustration rare card and a full art similar to our Manoon card. This is the card that goes with the Manoon card that we were talking about in 2nd place. Plusle carries a lot of the appeals of Manoon because he looks very similar to him. So it has that Pikachu-esque Pokemon cute electric type vibe that makes it popular. And then this also, as you'll notice, has a matching art to the other Manoon. I'm gonna see if I can just show you outright. By copying and pasting them right next to each other, you can see how the scene it's like they like attach to each other, and so that appeals to collectors a lot, because they'll want both the cards, and so that adds to the collectability of this card, and it also carries that artwork factor of having a matching scene. And yeah. This is our 5th place card. This is Mantike 189. This is another illustration rare card, full art, so attractive to collectors. In addition, Mantike is a popular Pokemon. It tends to sell well due to it being an adorable and therefore popular Pokemon, and it's also just an overall well-liked Pokemon among fans because of its design. This artwork, this is another full art that depicts calm scenes or daily life. It also includes a human-like figure, which just tends to sell well, among the Pokemon fandom. Really nice detailed artwork, nice playing with lighting, nice positioning, just a unique concept, and that just makes it very attractive to collectors and fans. This is our number 6 card, Iron Valiant EX249. So this card is another special illustration rare, highly sought after by collectors. Iron Valiant is it's not a paradox Pokemon like Roaring Moon was, but it's a futuristic Pokemon that was also introduced in Scarlet and Violet. Iron Valiant is a futuristic version of specifically Gallade, who Gallade is already quite a popular Pokemon because it is part of the Gardevoir evolution. Not Gardevoir. Is it the Gardevoir? It's an alternate version to the Gardevoir evolution, and so that makes it like quite popular already. And the design, it being like futuristic and robotic, also makes it quite popular. This art style is really nice. We have another center position card, which makes it displayable and appealing to collectors and fans. And then we also have other depictions of the futuristic We also have other depictions of the futuristic versions of other Pokemon, so that'll appeal to collectors as well. And yeah. Now this is an uncommon. This is Countercatcher 160. This is also a rarity this is also a rarity that we barely ever see. This is an uncommon card. You barely see them within the top 10, period. The reason why it is mainly up here is because of playability in alternate versions, similar to our Mewtwo card in 1st place. Cards that accelerate energy or switch can be very valuable in gameplay, so players will look for this card and will intentionally buy this card. In addition, this is another card that has an alternate version within prize packs, which can only be gotten at competitive tournaments. So another affirmed playable card, as well as a card that collectors will look for because of its rare alternate version. So that's why it is up here. Moving on to number 8, this is Golden Go EX139. This is another non-full art card. This is a double rare, similar to our previous Mewtwo. And spoiler alert, this also has an alternate prize pack version. In addition to playability and the alternate version, which our other non-full arts had, Golden Go is considered a top-tier Pokemon TCG card due to its ability and high damage potential. Golden Go has also been present in VGC, so it's playable not only within the TCG, but also within the video game. And then, like I said, it also has a price pack version. Golden Go is also just overall a quite popular Pokemon. Golden Go is a considerably popular Pokemon, considering that it's from the modern gens, and modern gen Pokemon don't tend to be as popular compared to Gen 1 because nostalgia appeal carries the Pokemon of fandom a lot. But because of Golden Go's role within the gameplay of the game, it is quite popular among fans. And then, like I said, its presence within VGC also makes it more popular among fans. And yeah, our number 9 card is Yveltal 205. This is another illustration rare card, so we have a full art here, which collectors like. Yveltal specifically is one of the 2 legendary mascot Pokemon of Pokemon XY, specifically of Pokemon Y, the video game, and therefore it carries a lot of lore relevance and narrative presence, and that makes it popular and well known among the fandom. Similar to Mewtwo's legendary status, making it popular as well. This also has really nice artwork. I think it's one of the favorite artwork cards within the fandom when it comes to this set. We have a very unique and colorful background with a center position Pokemon, so this card is very displayable. The artwork just highlights Yveltal as a Pokemon very well, and so that makes this card very appealing to fans and collectors. And now we are at our last card, our 10th place card, which is Steelix 208. We have another illustration rare card, so this is another full art. And Steelix specifically is a well-liked and well-known Pokemon among the fandom due to its steel and ground typing, and its lore in relation to its Gen 1 pre-evolution Onix. So Steelix is technically a Gen 2 Pokemon, while Onix is a Gen 1 Pokemon. Steelix was introduced in Gen 2 as like an alternate as like Onix's evolution, because I don't think Onix had an evolution in Gen 1, but because of that, it gained popularity. Also, it being part of one of the original generations also makes it quite popular. This artwork is really nice. We have a unique depiction of Steelix in which it's kind of in a working environment, which adds to that full art cards that depict daily scene life are very appealing to fans. This is also a full art card that plays with scale, and full art cards that play with scale, like Whaler cards, for example, tend to sell well because the artist gets super creative with how they play with Whaler size. That's also depicted in here, with Steelix being a very tall or very long Pokemon. Just overall full art cards that play with scale, such as this one, tend to perform very well. And yeah, that is it for our top 10, since we don't have any honorable mentions this time. That is it for our top 10 best-selling cards for the Pokemon set Paradox Rift.